If anyone had ever told her that jealousy could drive people to dig a grave just to hide her, she would have laughed it off. But looking back now, she understood the truth. Envy often hides behind gentle smiles and soft voices before it strikes. Her name was Agma, though in her village people simply called her Beauty, the beauty of the gods. It wasn't a title she asked for, nor one she wanted. Attention had never been her wish. Yet from the day she was old enough to fetch water from the stream, eyes followed her everywhere, long before she learned to see herself the way others did. She was her parents' only child. They weren't wealthy, just modest farmers living in a small compound surrounded by cassava and yam ridges. Her mother was warm and cheerful, the kind of woman whose laughter could lift even the heaviest mood. Her father was quiet, hardworking, and believed silence solved most problems. Their life wasn't luxurious, but it was calm, until people's opinions began to shape Agma's reality. The trouble didn't come all at once. It crept in slowly. Each time she passed the village square, giggles followed her footsteps. At first, she ignored it, thinking it meant nothing. But one afternoon at the stream, she heard a sharp whisper. "See the way she walks, like the whole village belongs to her, just because her face is fine." She turned and saw Anna, Olivia, and Bant, 3 girls who were always together. Their smiles held both amusement and cruelty. Agma forced a polite smile, hoping kindness would soften them. It didn't. From that day on, she became their favorite topic. "Fine girl, no be achievement. Do you think the prince will marry you because your skin shines?" Sometimes they mocked her walk. She pretended not to care, but once inside her room, she cried until her chest hurt. Her mother noticed, she always did. "My daughter," she would say softly, stroking her hair, "even sweet honey attracts jealous flies. Never dim your light because others cannot stand it." The words helped, but the pain remained. In a small village, beauty felt more like a punishment than a blessing. Eventually, the teasing grew so bad that Agma begged to skip market day. Her mother agreed, hoping rest would help. Instead, things worsened. The girls began calling her snake girl and spirit child. Rumors spread that her beauty was unnatural, that her mother must have gone to a shrine. Soon, even villagers avoided her. Her mother was furious. "They will not ruin my child's name because of jealousy," she said. But her father urged calm. "People will always talk. Let them." Still, it was hard to ignore the laughter, even children mocked her at the stream. To protect her, her mother stopped sending her out altogether. Agma stayed home, helping on the farm or cooking. But isolation only deepened her loneliness. Through the bamboo fence, she watched the other girls laughing and singing together. She longed for friendship, belonging. Then came the announcement that changed everything. The town crier struck his gong. The prince was ready to choose a wife. A grand dance would be held at the palace, and every unmarried girl was invited. Excitement filled the village. New wrappers were sewn. Dances were practiced. Agma didn't want to attend, she knew what awaited her. But her mother refused to hear it. "You will go," she said firmly. "Do not let fear imprison your destiny. The gods may smile on you." Quietly, Agma prepared. She chose a beautiful wrapper from her mother's box. Her mother gave her a cowrie necklace. "You look like a queen," she said proudly. But while Agma dreamed, others planned her fall. Anna, Olivia, and Bant met by the stream. "If she comes," Olivia said, "no one will see us." "The prince will choose her instantly," Bant added. "Then she must not come," Anna concluded. Their plan began with false kindness. Days later, they visited Agma's home smiling brightly, carrying groundnuts and fruit. They apologized, claiming they had matured and wanted friendship. Her mother didn't believe them. "Snakes don't change," she warned. "They only shed skin." But Agma's loneliness made her hopeful. She wanted to believe people could change. The girls visited often, laughing, braiding her hair, praising her dancing. Slowly, Agma trusted them, ignoring the quiet warning in her heart. When she showed them her dance outfit, they praised her beauty. "You look like a goddess," Bant said, smiling, but her eyes were cold. That admiration was the hunger of a wolf. Behind her back, they dug a pit deep in the bush, working for days. Hatred fueled their strength. On the morning of the dance, her mother hugged her tightly. "Go alone," she whispered. "I had a strange dream." Agma promised to be careful. Later, the girls arrived dressed in bright colors. "Let's go together," Olivia said. "We'll take a shortcut." Agma hesitated, but Anna laughed. "You still believe old superstitions? We're friends now." They walked together, laughing. For the first time in months, Agma felt happy. Then the path narrowed. The forest fell silent. Before she could speak, Anna said, "This way." The ground collapsed. Agma screamed as she fell into darkness, her body slamming against hard earth. Pain shot through her legs. Above her, the girls looked down, smiling cruelly. "Dance there," Anna mocked. They laughed and walked away. Agma screamed until her voice broke. Night came. She was alone, injured, and trapped. At the palace, her mother waited, but Agma never arrived. Panic grew. The king ordered a search. No one found her. That night, her mother did not sleep. At dawn, a hunter named Dinter entered the bush and heard a faint cry. He followed it and found Agma in the pit. He rescued her and took her to the palace. Agma told everything. The king was furious. The girls confessed and begged for mercy, but punishment followed. Then the prince stepped forward. "I have found my wife," he said. He lifted Agma to her feet and embraced her. Cheers erupted. The jealous girls were led away in shame. Agma's destiny stood untouched, proof that jealousy can dig pits, but it cannot bury fate.